Hello and welcome to Underpaid Gamers Podcast. My name is Tony. I am with my friend and colleague Justin.
What's up?
Today we're going to talk about video games. Mostly.
News about them.
Yeah. And then maybe some movie stuff. We'll see what happens. I saw La La Land. You saw a long time ago.
Yeah.
We might talk about that. This might be all we talk about with La La Land.
This might be it. We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Here we are, in your room, sitting underneath your great posters of nerddom.
Yes?
One of them being one of me holding a gun and you holding a gun. Except for it's not really me and you, it's Fox and Falco.
Except it's not really Fox and Falco, it's the guys from Pulp Fiction.
With Fox and Falco's head on them, yes. Here we are.
What a day.
You convinced me to play Smash Brothers today.
Yeah, we did. We played Smash today.
It was intense.
And you only got me play one game, a big jerk.
Yep, only one.
Gosh.
One and done.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I thought I was going to win that one, because I started real strong, and you started real poorly.
I don't know if I started real poorly.
I took you 2 stock down without losing any stock.
That's true.
And then your famous 3rd stock surged.
There is a theory among the people I play Smash with that if we play with 4 stocks, it's on my 3rd stock, so my second to last one.
He plays best.
That's when I play the best, and that held true in this instance because
I can't even explain how many times
3 stocked you in that one stock.
You did. I was so mad.
It's a long game.
Yep.
You were too confident.
I was flying high. I was like, man, this guy's been practicing right when I walk in. He's playing. He's trying to beat me right now. Then I was like, dude, I got this.
I'm always trying to beat you, technically.
True. I guess that's part of the game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Winners and losers. But I had fun, and you had fun.
Which makes us all winners. Yay.
Let's take that out.
Okay. What's up? What do we got for news?
We have primarily a news episodes. We'll see where this takes us. We have a list of things. About 10, maybe?
We'll see how far we get into it and what we talk about.
Surprises along the way, maybe.
We'll have a title for this episode that'll tell you what we talked about most.
Yeah, there you go. You clicked on this episode because of the title, I assume?
Yep.
So we definitely will talk about that.
Yes. Let's jump in.
First and foremost. First and least most? This news is not very good. Suicide Squad is getting a sequel. Confirmed.
I saw this, yeah.
And maybe Mel Gibson is going to direct
I know.
it.
The question of Mel Gibson. I was like, really? Mel Gibson wants in on the DC game?
Oh my gosh. He just directed Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
With Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And other people, I guess. And a lot of people said that was a really good movie.
Yeah.
So he's kind of flying high right now, as opposed to when he was not flying high.
Yeah, with all the anti-Semitism stuff. Yeah.
I don't know why he'd want to direct this.
I don't know either. Maybe DC's trying real hard and they're like trying to get him, they're like trying to recruit him to do it.
Mel Gibson?
I don't know.
You think there'd be?
I don't know. I mean, he's done some pretty big movies before. Like, not started them, but directed them.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want someone that's more familiar with the genre?
Maybe not. Maybe you want like a fresh perspective.
I think every DC movie is trying to get a fresh perspective, and it always turns out to crap.
Well, you're not wrong. So there's that.
Along with that, last week's news, Matt Reeves was going to direct the Batman.
Yeah.
Turns out he's not going to direct the Batman.
So next to that one,
their negotiations fell through.
Nice.
He is not doing the Batman.
Okay.
So I don't think he was ever officially on board for that. I think he was just in discussions. Okay. So they technically only lost one director, and
they tried to pick up another one. And it didn't happen.
Some people in the industry, in the Batman DC Universe industry, are saying that there is a script, and it's not very bad, and it's actually good. But we don't know.
This sounds like fake news, or like alternative facts. Like, last week, we're hearing, I'm not gonna do this movie because the script is out, like, and I'm quoting Ben Affleck
at this point.
I'm not gonna do it
in your Batman voice, in your Batman mask,
in my Ben Affleck Batman voice specifically.
You've taken the 2 strings on your hoodie
and I've made it into a Batman mask.
And you put a Batman mask on your face. So and this is how you do a Ben Affleck impression.
I'm kind of feeling weird after that cheeseburger, man.
So Justin
maybe
came
it was
over,
the donuts I had after.
And I'm like, I'm gonna take you somewhere cheap and you've never been to before, and you're like, I don't know what this is.
But I do like cheap.
So we went to there's a gas station around called Get Go, and inside the gas, first of all, it's brand new.
Yeah, it got built like 3 months ago.
And inside the gas station, there's a cafe, and you go to this touch screen, and you order your thing, whatever you want.
They have a ton of
and
stuff.
this had so many different options. We both got burgers, and we got fries and drinks. And I got mac and cheese because that was delicious.
And I got donuts.
And then you got a cookie, and then you got donuts.
Yeah, I was hungry.
So essentially, we went to gas station for food. However, it turned out very good.
It was really delicious.
Impressive.
And I definitely had a student look at me. So those of you who don't know, I'm a teacher, and I've referenced that a lot on the podcast. I had a student walk in, and I'm like in my not teacher clothes, which is like a hat backwards. And that's pretty much the only difference.
And his hoodie Batman mask, as we discussed earlier.
And he looked at me in the eyes and did not recognize me.
And that's when I said, Justin, it's like you're a superhero.
I know. It's my alter ego.
That's right.
Justin of the Underpaid Gamers.
That's right.
So anyways.
So we had gas station food before this.
Oh, man.
But it was good.
It was delicious.
But if we're a little off, that's why.
Yeah.
That is why.
That would be it.
That's the only reason.
That's why I'm feeling a little weird right now.
My mouth is numb.
You got numb tongue? Numb tongue. I can fix that. Okay, that was a Star Trek quote. All right, moving forward. Mel Gibson. Ben Affleck. He didn't want to do it because there's no script. Now there is a script. People are saying,
I think it wasn't a good script. But also, he was getting a lot of pressure for directing anyway. When was the last time he directed? I mean, he directed Live by Night, which came out recently, which did not do very well. And now people are asking him about Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Live by Night's a gangster movie.
I'm trying to,
that he directed and was acting in.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, maybe he just doesn't want to direct anymore, like, right now. Like,
maybe
he got a lot of heat from that.
Right.
He just wants to take it. Like, directing, as we talk, directing and acting is not easy.
No.
I would expect.
Both are difficult. I'm guessing.
And then he does them both at the same time.
Yeah.
Plus, he has to keep his Batman body. How's he going to do that?
That's a lot.
Nobody knows. Well, he's not anymore. So that's fun.
That's still a lot, just to be an actor. Just to be Batman.
You want to talk more about comic book movies? Sure, that sounds great.
Yes, is the answer.
The Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, not Affinity.
Yes.
Infinity War has started production.
Yes.
January 23rd is when they started, so almost a month ago.
Really exciting. I totally forgot Tom Holland had a British accent.
Yeah, I
totally
forgot. What is
this? I was like, this isn't Spider-Man. Who's this British kid?
So they essentially what you're talking about is they released a trailer that announced their production starting, and they also talked about some things. They showed some things. They showed Thanos, as we've seen before. They announced that this is going to be the first time that the Guardians and Avengers have met, and obviously Spider-Man's going to be there.
Yeah.
Tony Stark is working on another global protocol thing, a la
Armor Shield
Ultron.
over yeah, one that works this time. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. It probably will. I mean,
version 2 is always better than version 1.
Can you imagine? Okay,
if
so I'm gonna set it up here. So clearly, Civil War, they're split from each other.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Tony Stark has this thing, and he's like, "This is really good," and this, in my head, it goes either one of two ways. One, it works perfectly the way he wanted it to, and Thanos just smashes through it. Like, we underestimated how strong he can be.
Oh, duh. That's probably what's going to happen.
Or two, it just malfunctions completely, and then Tony Stark's like, "Well, crap." Like, what do I do now?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, he made this awesome, like, amazing thing.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be like, don't worry, guys, I got this. And then it's all just going to be, like, roasted. And he's going to be like, uh-oh. So, I'm really excited. First off, Tom Holland apparently burned his script after the first few days of recording. Like, he's, like, burning it as he goes. Because I saw a report that he was doing that online.
What?
Yeah. Do you want me to show you?
Why would he do that?
To keep spoilers from happening. Trying to keep all those secrets. You know how things get with Marvel and
British
Star Wars.
British Spider-Man actors?
Those British Spider-Man, you can't trust those guys, so they're making him burn it. Actually, no, he's choosing to burn it.
No, he's just doing it himself.
He's choosing to burn it.
Remember, he's not young. He's like 21.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's 16.
That is young.
You see Thor's new weapon?
Thor's?
Yeah. You didn't see it, did you?
No.
He has a combat axe.
What?
He doesn't have the hammer.
What? I didn't see that in that. Was it the second video?
No, it was in the production video. It's the picture where he's with Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, I didn't see
Rocket's shooting. He has a staff with a blade on it.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Technically, there is a name for that weapon, and I'm not even going to try because it's old more Viking language.
Mjolnir?
Mjolnir. I believe is how you pronounce his hammer. This one's called something else.
Okay.
What I've done some audio research, and I found that his hammer, Mjolnir, gets destroyed by the villain in Ragnarok.
Really?
Yes.
Dang.
So thoughts are that then he gets this weapon, he uses this now. But there's also alternate universes where there's an alternate hammer. There's an alternate hammer, which then he picks up. Now, they haven't quite done the alternate universes yet in this game, in this movie.
Which I would think would be something to avoid doing.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Like, stupid crazy.
Yeah, like people would be like, this is stupid and getting way too complex.
So, his hammer, don't be surprised if his hammer gets destroyed in Ragnarok.
Thorgnarok?
Ragnathor. I like Ragnarok. That's coming out this year, so don't be surprised if his hammer's gone.
Yeah.
And he picks up this combat axe. Now he's using this. He's gonna be smiting fools.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm excited for Thanos, man. Like, it's been teased for so long. I want him to be an awesome villain. I want him to be my favorite villain.
What are you expecting from this? Like, how would he be an awesome villain? Like, what can he do?
I don't,
He needs the Infinity Stones, so right off the bat, if he kills Vision and takes his Infinity Stone, cool villain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I want it to be obvious at the end of this movie that they are completely and utterly unmatched against the power of Thanos. Okay. Like that could be deaths of characters. That could be failed attempts. It could be, Doomsday on Earth. I just want...
Keep in mind, there's 2 Avengers movies still slated. Sure. Infinity War and Untitled. Yeah. So maybe they're not even going to announce the title until after Infinity War.
So then no spoilers.
So then there's no spoilers.
Yeah. So
you could assume that it's still Thanos. Yeah. That could be a valid assumption.
That's what I was assuming.
So this is called Infinity War. That one could be just, I don't know, something. Subtitle. Avengers subtitle.
Thanos, 8 Vision. Episode 2.
Avengers, Thanos, 8 Vision. Oh, I want to see that so bad.
Oh my gosh. I wonder how he tasted. Yeah, so it I don't know. I just want...
So is that just him just making deaths, or like plunging the world into darkness, or destroying things, or is it enough that he needs to show this, or just people come before him in fear of him?
There has to be something that makes me feel terrible. There has to be something that he does that breaks something in me.
We just ate gas station food.
I know.
You already feel terrible.
I do feel a little bit weird. He should kill Iron Man. Hmm? That's how I would know.
I'm always on board for that.
I know you're on board for that. I would hate it, but at the same time, it would show the strength. Like kill one of the heroes.
It would show the strength. Like, killed Iron Man. Really? Shoot Tony Stark with a bullet. He's dead.
He's not dead. He's got an Iron Man suit on. We're not getting back into this debate right now. We've done this at least 8 episodes. This is episode 70 right now. I think it is.
Yeah, because So there's a thing where Captain America confronts in the comics. Yeah. One of the millions, he confronts Thanos. He's like, I'm going to take you down. And Thanos just destroys his shield. Just dead. I mean, he didn't die, but his shield's gone. Yeah. You're like, dang. You also have to remember, in Avengers Age of Ultron, Tony Stark has the vision where the shield is broken. And they're all laying on the ground. So you might expect that to happen. Yeah. I don't know how they come back for that. But also, Spider-Man wasn't in that vision.
That's true. But Marvel at the time didn't know they were getting Spider-Man back, right?
That's true.
That was before.
But I don't know if Black Widow was in that vision either. Guardians weren't in that vision. Right. So it was some people are saying they're going to go over this, I guess. I wasn't planning on it. This is all just off the top of my head.
Okay, let's go for it.
There was a Facebook video that Robert Downey Jr. put of the production. Tom Holland was holding the video camera, I assume it was a phone, for Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. instructed him to turn the phone around, showed Tom Holland's face. He had motion capture on his face, Tom Holland. So now people think that because Guardians of the Galaxy is now part of this universe, Spider-Man's going to go up into space with Guardians of the Galaxy, get the symbiote suit, become Black Spider-Man.
What?
And then be part of
the Avengers?
Infinity War.
Dang.
So there could be a lot going on. And if we look at the vision from Tony Stark, from Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy are not in it, Spider-Man's not in it. Right. They could be up in space doing space stuff.
And the Avengers could be trying to halt Thanos.
I don't know how Spider-Man's going to handle being in space. Right. 1, lack of air.
There's always that.
How is he going to turn in his homework?
That's true. There's only so many excused absences.
Would school be canceled if there was a Thanos invasion? How long do you think school was canceled after the Skrull invasion from Avengers 1?
Yeah.
Probably. I assume
days.
New York was canceled, but
probably
was California canceled for a week?
Probably not. Probably one day. It's probably the day of, and of course some principals were like, "No, we're still having school," just because.
I don't know what time of year it was. I don't remember. If it was summer, then there wouldn't be any school.
There wasn't winter. It wasn't winter because it wasn't cold outside. People were wearing regular stuff.
I guess so. There wasn't any snow. There's always snow in New York.
Yeah. Exactly.
The concept art, when Tony Stark's making all those suits.
Sure.
It's under the Stark logo and not the Avengers logo.
Ooh.
So that just brings more
complexity to the story.
Distortion.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we'll see. Don't know what Captain America's doing in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Even in the concept in the video, there's no Chris Evans. There's no mention of Bucky, Captain America,
right?
Falcon, any of those people. Mm-hmm. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's Iron Man. It's Tony. It's Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Should make sense if Captain America's side is all hiding, kind of doing their covert ops thing.
Sure.
And then Spider-Man and Tony Stark are obviously together. We've seen that before in Civil War, and we've seen that in trailers for Spider-Man. And then Guardians of the Galaxy are going to come back to Earth, because that's where Peter Quill is from.
Sure.
Also known as Star-Lord.
That's right.
Other characters in that movie are named as follows.
Yeah, you want to go through them?
No, I don't need to.
Go ahead.
Gamora, Drax,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Rocket Raccoon, Groot.
So good. Proud of you.
Now Baby Groot.
That's right.
So they're going to be... So I don't know. I think maybe... The main characters of this movie, at least for the first, what I assume is the first act, is going to be Tony Stark, Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy.
So do you think...
I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy are going to swoop in before the battle.
What about Thor and Hulk? Where do they fit in all this? Because they're in the Vision.
What if Guardians picked them up?
From Hulkageddon?
From
Thor-Ragnarok?
Thor-Ragnarok? What if they picked them up?
I don't know. That'd be pretty cool.
What if the Guardians are just a taxi service at this point?
And that's what they do. Hey, here's your Hulk
Space
back.
Uber.
Somebody ordered an Uber?
Maybe that's what brings Guardians to Earth? I mean, Peter Quill wants to go back to Earth.
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe they run into Thor and the Hulk.
And then they pick up Thor, and they pick up the Hulk, and they pick up Bruce Banner, and Bruce is like, I think it's time for me to go back. And Thor's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
I haven't seen my girlfriend that's not contractually obliged to be in these movies anymore, so I'll go back and talk about her, but you're not going to see her.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's how they all get to Earth. And then Captain America.
Yep.
I guarantee you're going to see him doing stuff in this.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to be together.
I mean, what would he... I mean, obviously he'd be working for the betterment of humanity.
Yeah.
But... I wonder if that's going to just be behind the scenes.
I mean, I assume it'll be
setting it up for the next movie.
Very similar to the beginning of Civil War, where he stops Crossbones from breaking into the African disease control center.
What if the big thing that makes Thanos scary is he kills Captain America? To make room for Bucky.
My feelings.
Chris Evans, no! What if? What if?
I mean, that would definitely have something.
That would have the effect, I think.
If he's going to
for.
kill somebody, they need to be dead.
They need to be gone forever.
They need to not come back.
Exactly.
Right? So, I don't know where Chris Evans' contract is. He might have a movie or two left.
Yeah.
I don't know where Robert Downey Jr.'s contract is.
I think Robert Downey Jr. should die because he's the most expensive character. And Marvel did that with Han Solo, or Disney did that with Han Solo.
Yeah.
They should do the same thing with Robert Downey Jr.
As
a business practice.
The exact same way.
Yes.
On a platform.
With the
his son.
With a lightsaber.
His son would, of course, be Ultron.
Exactly.
There you go.
Ultron comes back. Thanos is like, play with my puppets, and brings back Ultron. And Vision's like, I thought I destroyed him. Except for that one that got sucked into. Remember? It got sucked. People, you could say there's a big flash of light. You could say maybe it got sucked into the Vision's mind gem. What if Thanos kills Vision, picks the mind gem, Ultron's back? What if Ultron takes over Thanos through the Infinity Stone? Thanos, Ultron, together as one.
Cyborg hybrid type thing.
Yeah, Cyborg Thanos.
I think Thanos has much bigger plans than that.
Probably.
Ultron's just like, I need to clear the Earth of all this rabble so we can start anew. Mm-hmm. And or Thanos
Thanos
is just
like Earth. Why is this important?
Just give me these gems, yo, so I can rule the galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't care about Earth.
Yeah, he just blow it up.
Yeah,
Death Star.
What if they do that?
Just blow up the Earth?
Yeah, it's just gone.
MCU is over.
Peter Quill's like,
oh, we didn't even talk about Doctor Strange. He's in this now.
Yes.
And Ant-Man. I mean, Ant-Man, I assume, is with Captain America.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. You know he's got to be with Iron Man.
Oh,
like he's not in the shadows.
No, he's out there, and
I assume Doctor Strange is going to be the welcoming party for Guardians of the Galaxy when they show up.
Probably.
And Tony Stark will probably get there like
later,
a second later.
Yeah.
Like Doctor Strange is going to teleport there. Tony Stark is going to like light speed there.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man will be in math class. like what can you do with him?
Yeah, I mean he can't get an excused absence. Come on.
Tardy.
Man,
3 tardies is an absence.
I'm just having a flashback to the Hulk suit.
Hulkbuster?
Yeah, man, that was so cool. I was like, I hope he has like some tricks up his sleeve in the next movie because I just love all those tricks up his sleeves. All that stuff is so cool.
I don't know what. I don't know what these heroes can do against Thanos. Like
right. Thanos
Vision,
is just so far ahead.
Vision can fight because Vision's legit.
I mean, he's powered by an Infinity Stone, so you got to know.
Thor is Thor.
He's a guy.
Hulk can destroy anything.
Right.
Captain America and Iron Man are probably the weakest links.
They probably are. They're like the main characters, but they're the weakest.
I mean, Falcon and Ant-Man.
Okay, they're worse.
If Ant-Man goes to Giant Man, then you have something. But remember how slow he was?
Yeah.
In the airport scene?
So slow.
Why is he so slow right now?
So slow.
But big distraction.
Big distraction. Real slow.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy, literally nothing. Who from Guardians of the Galaxy can do anything?
Drax. Nothing goes over my head.
Yeah, but even he's not stronger than... I would assume he's stronger than Captain America, but he's not stronger than Hulk. He's not stronger than Thor.
Yeah, no way.
Gamora is flexible.
And just like...
And green.
She's kind of like... what's her name?
She's like Marshall, Black Widow.
She's like the Black Widow, just like alien version of the Black Widow.
Rocket Raccoon can just shoot things. Okay, that's what Iron Man does.
He's like Iron Man.
Yeah, except for he's
not in iron.
They're kinetic bullets instead of material bullets.
Sure.
Groot is also strong, but he's currently a baby.
But kind of like the Hulk, but not really though.
Way worse version. Not as strong as the Hulk.
And not as indestructible as the Hulk. Obviously not as indestructible.
Is that all 5? Peter Quill, I don't know if I mentioned, but what is he gonna do?
I mean, he's just gonna shoot his guns and be funny. Yeah. Like, he's like the heart.
So who here can stop these people? Because Black Panther will be in this, you could assume.
Yeah.
And he's strong, but
again
equivalent to...
He's like Captain America.
He's Captain America.
He's got like vibranium claws. Yeah. Like, sweet. Cool, man.
I mean, this is like the boss battle, and you have like some top-level like melee characters, but you need some like range damage.
You need some like...
Doctor Strange, I think, would be very good in this.
Yeah, sure.
He can do a lot.
Sure.
Thor can do a lot. Hulk can do a lot. I'm excited to see this. Okay, so there's a clip in X-Men Days of Future Past. Yeah. In the very beginning when they're fighting the I want to call them Centurions, but that's not right.
The Sentinels?
The Sentinels.
Sure.
Where there's a girl that can teleport people.
Yeah.
And she's teleporting people while they're fighting them.
Yeah.
I want to see Doctor Strange do that with the Hulk.
That'd be cool.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, have the Hulk just run and charge, and then have a space open up above Thanos.
And just come right down
on him.
It would be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Man. How exciting.
So, of, like, the 10 characters that we know of, there's, like, 3 that can do anything.
Yeah.
And even Spider-Man, who I love, is still...
He's still, like, minuscule in comparison to the power of Thanos.
But he's also so young that he doesn't have a lot of experience.
Right.
So, while I think Spider-Man gets the best once he is, like, age 20, 25 to 30.
Yeah.
He's a full-grown man.
Sure.
Plus the spider and everything. Even if he has a symbiote suit and it makes him like 10 times stronger, I mean, he'll knock Thanos out, right? He's gonna be, I would say, almost as strong as Thor.
Sure.
Once he's fully powered up.
Yeah.
But once Spider-Man goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like.
I don't know. It just seems like the level of power that I'm
expecting from
Thanos, like. There's no way, like, they're going to have to come up with some crazy way to defeat him.
So this is my favorite thing that I always talk about, that I always want to see in Marvel TV shows. I always want to see, I don't know if the Defenders are going to be part of this or not. That'd be so sick if they were.
That would be so cool.
They wouldn't be able to help.
They would be useless.
Except for maybe Iron Fist, but because he has his fist power, he'd be better than anybody in the Guardians.
Right.
Better
Luke Cage. Luke Cage walks up there, I'm indestructible. One punch, he's dead.
Yeah, he's not down. But there's the thing I always mention, and you'll hear it in the podcast. I want to see how strong somebody is by them fighting hundreds of minions, right? Sure. So that you see that every once in a while. It didn't happen in Doctor Strange.
I mean, are this?
But it does happen in Daredevil all the time.
Sure.
Right? He fights those people. It shows how strong he is. It happens different spots through everything. Mm-hmm. I think in this movie, you've already shown how strong the Marvel characters are. Yeah. You don't need Thanos to run through like the military or anything. Just show them fighting.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be seen as this one that can wipe out hundreds of enemies at once.
Right.
We know that. We should know that already.
Right.
So we don't need to see all these new characters fighting like I like to see them. I already know how strong they are, and it's anticipated if you've seen the movies. So Thanos can just come down and be a threat, and they can fight.
Yeah.
So it's not going to have my favorite scene in the movie, but that's okay. Those are always my favorite.
Yeah, no. Like in Avengers 2 when they're all fighting around the...
Yeah, because like,
so cool.
So in Avengers 1, I guess that was the segue I was in my head. In Avengers 1 and Avengers 2, both very similar. They just fight minions and minions and minions.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's no like giant boss battle, right?
Right.
There's no one big person. I guess in Avengers 1 it could be Loki, but then Hulk really destroys him, right?
Right.
In the tower, and he calls him a puny god, and it's awesome.
Puny god.
And Age of Ultron, Ultron's the same everyone. Right. All throughout.
Right.
So it's not really anything. This one, no minions, just a huge looming force. Just a huge boss battle.
Sure.
That's what I want to see.
Sure. Man, I don't know. It makes me excited. Man, and even talking about it makes me more excited. Because before I was like just like mildly excited for it because I know it's coming. And I know they started recording for it. But now we're talking about it, now I'm even more. I'm like ready. I'm like ready. Ready! Let's do it now.
Well, okay, so without knowing what happens in episode 8, if Avengers Infinity War comes out the same year as episode 9, which one are you going to be more excited for?
Episode 9, duh. God, you're stupid. It's not even hard.
Next.
I don't know. You know why you asked the question?
I don't know.
You think I'm going to be more excited about Marvel than I am about Star Wars? You obviously don't know me!
One of our favorite topics on this podcast is thrashing around season passes and DLC.
That's
Guess
true.
what? Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to have a season pass.
Don't tell me!
And DLC.
No!
You're welcome.
No! You're joking. This is fake news.
No.
You're telling me alternative facts right now.
Actual facts.
No.
Confirmed by Nintendo.
No.
Season pass DLC for Zelda Breath of the Wild.
No.
So, what that means is, and what I expect this to mean for Zelda fans, there's going to be a huge core game that is Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
And then in order to keep that game going, later on they're going to release new areas, new quests, new whatever.
New dungeons, probably.
New dungeons in a form of a season pass, in a form of just direct DLC content.
Yeah.
To keep the game going, right? So as we discussed earlier, the Switch has a 32 gig internal memory.
32 gigabytes. Gigabits.
The Breath of the Wild needs at least 13.4 gigabytes to run.
Really, you like more than half. By the DLCs, more than half of your hard drive will be...
No, that's not the DLC. That's just the standard game. It's 13.4.
13.4 plus the DLC will be...
But you also need to understand that it's not a whole 32 that the Nintendo runs on, because it also has all the infrastructure.
Oh, look,
so that's going to take, what, you could assume at least 2 gigs.
Yeah.
On the low end, right?
Sure.
So you'll have one game, if you download any DLC for this, if it's 1 gig, you're not going to have, like, any space left.
You're going to have, like, literally, this is half your hard drive.
This is 1 game.
Okay, well, you know, whatever. Whatever.
Nintendo recommends that you buy another 32 gig memory separately from the console.
I don't know. We recently had comments on one of our episodes where we were talking about this.
I didn't see it. Enlighten me.
We were talking about...
are you talking about season passes? Or are you talking about
they were just talking about DLC, the comment was. And it just makes me... Like, there are other people out there who are as frustrated with DLC and...
Does it make you feel accepted?
Season passes. I mean, man, I just feel like there's a community out there that just is so tired of it. And I think...
I know what you're talking about. I think...
You remember that?
I can make an argument for DLC and season passes.
I think it can be good, but it's so bad, it's more often so bad that we rarely get good DLC. And there's just the eternal question of... should this have been in the core game? Is this an excuse to release an impartial, like a not complete game? You know, I mean, it depends on how you define a complete game and what that means. And if DLC is like...
If is the question, if you can add on to a game, is it therefore incomplete?
Right, well, yeah. Well, what is a complete game? Like, is a complete game where you have a full like main storyline and then side storylines and DLC?
You can confirm is a complete game. Overwatch? You're like, that's a good game.
Yeah.
Even without Ana and Sombra, you'd be like, that's a good game.
Yeah, sure.
So all the DLC they add there is just additional stuff that's not needed.
Sure, and that might be a different case because it's a multiplayer specific game.
Skyrim?
I'm thinking like story games. Yeah.
Skyrim had a great story, then they added DLC, which also added to it.
Sure.
I mean, those are two games. You could also come up with 15 other games that did it awfully. I think a game that's right on the verge would probably be Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Where they add 4 map packs 4 different times. So they add 16 maps after the game's released. Although the game already comes with like 12 to 15 maps, I think, standard. So you could say, well, why aren't some of these maps already input into this game?
Right.
But then sometimes you see in the later DLC for Call of Duty that some of the maps that they made have been because of players' requests and communication with developers. Sure. They said, I understand what you're seeing, so it's a response.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I think that's right on the edge where you can say, these maps should have been in from the get-go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand it keeps the livelihood of a game going.
Right. We just like don't buy complete games anymore. And the lifespan of the games is a lot longer now, too. I think. I don't know. Maybe people expect more from games, too, and that's why they continue to make DLC. But, I don't know. There's just a group of people, and I think I'm part of them, that's just tired of DLC, tired of spending an extra $15 on additional content, which is why I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just...
I don't think DLC's ever going to go away.
It's not. It's
I think we should shift our anger to...
Bad ones?
No, into in-game microtransactions.
Okay.
That's some BS everyone can agree on.
I hate microtransactions, too. All right, I'm done with that. But, man... Rough!
Horizon, review copies have been released. The embargo has been lifted, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about our personal experience with Horizon because we were given review copies. Just kidding.
That was it. We didn't get them.
We didn't get anything. Gotcha.
Just kidding.
There have been some... So we both watched the IGN video.
Yep.
And they gave it a 9.3 out of 10.
Sure.
Which is amazing. Is what they call amazing.
Yeah.
I watched Kind of Funny Vids, is one of my podcast people I listen to. It's PS I Love You XOXO.
Okay.
They gave it glowing review. They say it's going to be... Colin Moriarty, who was an editor from IGN, has now branched off to do his own thing.
Sure. Loves
Uncharted 4. He says Horizon is probably the best PS4 exclusive that's come out yet.
Wow.
So better than Uncharted 4.
Wow, that's some strong words.
He says it's a franchise in the making.
Mm-hmm.
They said they assume that there's already a sequel being greenlit.
Yeah.
Everyone says that this game is incredible. From some takebacks, I think I heard from the IGN review is that she said it got a little repetitive towards the middle.
Well, the side quest she said we're just kind of like go and retrieve this.
Yeah, sometimes.
And she felt that they could have been more creative with the way they did side quests. Yeah. Give it some variety. Which is a complaint for like most open world games.
That's true. The Witcher 3 has really good side quests.
Yeah, it does.
But they're also, and by really good I mean they can be like 20 hours long, and I'm just like, okay, what am I doing anymore?
Yeah.
It's like on the verge. It is too much, whereas this one they're saying is not enough. You need something in the middle.
Something in the middle, yeah. Like, I think like Fallout does really good side quests, because a lot of times it's like unique stuff.
Well, you need to keep in mind that the writer for Fallout New Vegas wrote the side quest for this game.
Oh, really?
So, I don't know. I mean, it didn't detract from her score that much. She gave it 9.3. And that's the only complaint I've heard from her.
Everything else I've heard really great things from.
So, it might not even be worth mentioning that the side quest can be repetitive.
Yeah. The combat looks super fun.
Yeah. She said there's like 23 different types of enemy combatants, not counting humans, so the robot dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes a lot of times they hunt in packs.
Yeah.
So you have to fight off like 2-3 of them at once.
Yeah, and you can die in any encounter.
That's what she said. This is super dangerous.
That's what she said.
So it's exciting. One of the guys said that he completed the game in 30 hours.
Yeah, she said 40.
Which included like side quests and like just kind of messing around, going through the world. So if you were doing just story missions, I would assume the story would probably be around 20 hours. If you took your time, she said 40 hours, so anywhere between, I think 30 hours is a good mark.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for this game.
For any main storyline, I think that's a fair amount.
I assume there's going to be DLC for this game eventually.
Oh, of course there will be. There'll be DLC for every game for the rest of mankind.
If this is the new Sony exclusive, though, like this new franchise, that's exciting. To get something on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time that happened? So Uncharted...
It's been a long time.
Uncharted was the one I think of off the top of my head, and I didn't even play Uncharted 1 until Uncharted 2 came out.
I got on Assassin's Creed on the first one.
Oh, did you?
It was so fun.
So did I.
I loved Assassin's Creed 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then I stopped.
And then Brotherhood was awesome too.
I stopped getting them.
Right? So that's a franchise that they ran into the ground.
Sure.
Uncharted, you've just now recently experienced.
Yeah.
You enjoy.
Yeah.
Infamous was a PlayStation franchise that I very much enjoyed. They're done with it now.
Yeah.
Resistance, I didn't get into until Resistance 2. So there's not been... essentially what I'm trying to say, there's not a lot of times where I've been on the ground floor of something.
Yeah.
You can even say with Kingdom Hearts, which is huge.
Yeah.
Did you play the first one right when it came out? Did you kind of wait? And then even if you did, you didn't play all the extra BS that they have.
Right. No, I got Kingdom Hearts 1 when that was the only Kingdom Hearts game. And I got Kingdom Hearts 2 when it released because I loved Kingdom Hearts 1 so much. And then I didn't buy any of the mobile games.
Yeah. And then other franchises I can think of just by looking at my own game collection is the Far Cry series. I started with 2. I never even played 1.
Yeah.
Dishonored, I played 1. I don't have 2. BioShock, I played 1, half of 2, and 3. The Fallout series, Fallout 3, you could say is the new beginning.
Right, sure. It's like it's a fresh new look at what Fallout is.
Yeah.
So it's like a rebirth.
The Batman Arkham series.
Yeah.
Are good. I'm a big franchise fan. Obviously, I have Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, and Ratchet and Clank. I played all those.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just super excited for this game. I've been straying away from open world RPGs the past month because I want to be ready for this. I don't want to be tired.
Yeah.
Lethargic.
Sure.
What?
Me right now. I'm like starting to crash.
So from what you saw, you're super excited as well.
I am so excited.
Have you budgeted for this game? Are you gonna buy this game when it comes out, or are you gonna have to wait another 6 months like you did with Uncharted 4?
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Oh gosh.
Tony loves when I say that because he knows something is coming afterwards.
Some BS.
So I've been listening to some of our frequent listeners, and they really enjoy the fact that I on a previous episode recently I said I had a conversation with one person specifically. You know who it is.
So one listener
who but our number one listener of all time has the most amount of listens. He said that he enjoys the fact that the way we do reviews and the way we look at things with like budgeting and like money and how we try and represent the underpaid gamer,
the community that we have established.
Right, because we're all underpaid, all of us.
Correct. That's why we budget like adults.
That's right.
So that way when a game comes out,
we can play it.
We can buy it.
So one of the benchmarks of a game being good or not is whether or not I budget it, or whether or not I wait for it to get to like a price I can just live with. You know.
See, that's interesting because when we review games, we always do it on a price structure.
We do.
So you always like my preconceived notions.
Sure.
Is this game going to be worth $60?
Yeah.
Whereas mine is always like, I bought this game for $60. Is it worth that?
Sure.
More or less.
Sure.
So you always have from what you've seen before, and I always have from like a reactionary.
Yeah.
So you get two sides of the same coin.
So anyway, I'm thinking that looking at my March ahead of time, my March should be a little bit easier of a schedule at school for me. So I'm probably gonna buy it when it drops.
February 28th. 8 days.
I think I'm gonna buy it when it drops, just because of the fact that we're moving into an easier time. I should be getting more free time.
Spring break.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I'm also excited for Prey. Holy cow!
Prey's not coming out until May.
Yeah.
Prey in May. So you have 2 months of budget for that.
I'll pray until May that I'll survive until that time so I can play it.
Yeah, so
Hey-o.
Prey had their first hour released.
Yeah.
And we watched 2 different reviews of the first hour.
Yeah.
And boy, was there a twist.
Man, I'm like still a little bit sad that I watched the video.
That you saw the twist?
Because the twist would have been so awesome to experience.
Yeah.
So I don't think we should reference it in this episode.
No.
Because I don't even want to give people the option for this to be ruined. All I gotta say is that the story looks awesome.
I'm super excited for Prey now after I saw that.
Yeah, because last week you were kind of like, meh. And I was like, yeah, I'm excited. And now, after just like kind of experiencing a little bit what that story's going to be, and kind of the overall gist of the game, like, I'm so excited to try it.
Dude, it looks good.
Yeah.
And so if you want to watch the video, there's a lot of videos of the first hour of gameplay.
Sure.
Everyone, from what I heard, everyone gives major spoiler warnings when it's about to happen.
Yeah.
Before it's about to happen.
Yeah.
If that is such a big spoiler in the very beginning, I want to see what the rest
of the story has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you got to think, if people are comparing this to Dishonored and Bioshock, and it's like the weird child of both of them in space, right? So,
yes.
I mean, that's the idea, right?
San Francisco.
Well, they showed it with the space station earlier in the game.
Oh, I don't remember.
So, with that, we all know Bioshock had a pretty cool storyline, right? And there's some twists.
Pretty cool, he says.
Pretty cool
From
because
the guy who hasn't played it.
I never finished it. But when you pay attention to video games, you know what happens in games, even if you haven't played them.
One of the best twists
of all time, says Tony.
Of the recent generations.
The
Bioshock.
Qualified.
If you played it without knowing anything, you just played it through.
Sure.
And you're like, what?
Yep. Yeah.
The Inception music plays.
Oh no!
I had a roommate. I tried to get to play Bioshock all the time.
Yeah.
And every time he saw the first Big Daddy, he'd quit. He's like, I can't do it.
It's too scary.
Like, come on, it's so good.
That game freaked me out.
I don't know if I ever got afraid of it or not.
I don't know, there's just some scenes with the lights going on and off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate this. And
the thing in Prey that terrifies me is that there's these things, I think they're called mimics, that can literally be anything.
They can,
and when they when they are no longer that thing, they scurry away like a spider.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope.
You don't like spiders?
I do not like spiders. I cannot do that.
Yeah, they look like giant. Well, not.
So that's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. The whole mimic thing. You're gonna be on edge the entire game because literally any item, any object in that room could be a mimic at any given time.
Prey looks like a lot of fun. This is killing it.
The story looks awesome, man, and just some of the combat mechanics. Seems like there's going to be a lot of variety in the way that you can approach combat. And then there's also like some tools, specifically the glue gun thing, where you're going to have a lot of options. There's a lot of utility with some of those things. So it seems pretty cool. Some pretty cool stuff. Pretty excited. Prey.
Speaking of Overwatch.
Nice segue.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
Jeff Kaplan, who is the vice president of Blizzard, game designer and vice president, has stated that the new hero is not who we think it's going to be. So everyone's like, it's going to be Doomfist, and Terry Crews is going to be voicing him. Nope. And he's like, it's going to be someone that you don't even know. It's interesting. A little Overwatch news there for you. We don't need to talk about Overwatch. We do it all the time.
That's true.
Kingdom Hearts 3. New image release.
Is never coming. It might come out.
No. This is the same. I mean, we had a whole episode dedicated to if Kingdom Hearts 3 is ever going to come out. And in that, I made the definitive statement that just because they release an image does not mean that they have made any progress on the game or that it's going to be released anytime soon.
Sure.
We discussed that ad nauseum.
We did.
So now they've released another one. I'm sticking to my guns. Just because they release an image means nothing.
Yeah. It means something. Is what we both argued about it. He says image means nothing. I said image means something. You can go back and listen to it. We're not going to get back into it.
Keeping you on the... You want to tell
us...
Either way... You want to tell us about your experience with the released image of...
Yeah, okay. So I was like... Tony's like, yeah, new image released. He texted me, and I was like, yeah, I saw it.
Well, I texted you in all caps to make you really excited.
Yeah. I was like... So then I'd seen it earlier, and then I Googled it again just because he just had brought it up. I want to see if there's anything else. And I saw on Amazon you could pre-order it, and the date on there was
December 29th.
December 29th, 2017. And I was like, wait a second. Is this the real release date? And I started Googling it, and no one had any release date articles anywhere, and I was like, oh, this is from 2016, that's all old news. What? Is this really the date? Are we going to be the first ones to talk about this? And so then I kept looking, and then I found an article that said 2016, Amazon says Kingdom Hearts is coming out on December 30th. And that's just a placeholder date. And then I texted Tony. I was like, that's just a placeholder, isn't it? And then he was like, yep. I was like, gosh dang it. I got so excited.
I let you get excited there for a second.
I was going.
While you were doing that, I
He was probably laughing the entire time, manically.
But I also looked at Amazon for Spider-Man PS4, who also does not have a release date. And took a screenshot. It was the same date. And I sent it to you. I'm like, they're being released on the same day.
That's when I knew it was fishy. I was like, there's no way.
So
there's no way.
So never trust Amazon for release dates.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Especially if it's the last Friday of the year.
I'm just glad I didn't post anything on the website. I'd have felt real bad.
That would have been hilarious.
I would have to delete it.
That would have been great. But release dates, Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy.
Yeah.
2 new things. One, getting released June 30th. So summer game. And you get 3 games for the price of 1. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, following the Ratchet & Clank model and selling for $40.
Nice. That's good.
I don't think it's going to be in discussions of Game of the Year like Ratchet & Clank was.
Sure. Because
it's just a remake. I mean, it's technically Ratchet & Clank was a remake too.
Yeah.
You probably won't get this because it's a platformer.
I'm so, like...
You can't?
Literally, in Uncharted 4, you play the old Crash Bandicoot, and I sucked. I was like, I'm so bad at these games. I hate it. I'm so bad at platforming. I'm just, like, getting flashbacks to Destiny's first raid. And every time I missed the little vault of glass, and I'd miss the stupid platforms, or I'd get over and somebody would punch me off.
That was me.
That literally happened multiple times.
That was fun. That was always fun. Destiny was fun. Destiny 2, I don't have any news written down, but I did read this. Mega Bloks has signed a contract with Destiny to make Mega Bloks. So it's to make
like toys of Destiny for Mega Bloks.
Yeah. Okay. So like Lego, but cheaper, and nobody likes them.
Yeah.
So Mega Bloks has contracts with Destiny, Halo, Minecraft, I assume, all these other things.
Yeah.
And they released an image of Destiny Mega Bloks, and some of the things are spoilers for Destiny 2.
Like major spoilers or minor spoilers?
I think minor spoilers.
Yeah.
They showed infantry and enemies that aren't in Destiny 1 that people are expecting to be in Destiny 2. Okay. They showed like weapons and vehicles and things like that that are going to be in Destiny 2 that are not in Destiny 1. So people are saying Mega Bloks is showing these things. I mean, not intentionally.
Yeah.
Right? Because that never happens. They showed it preemptively, and people are... I mean, obviously, people data mine everything to find out everything.
Yeah.
Right? So
people try pretty hard.
Yes.
AKA why Tom Holland burns the script. Going back to that.
And we're full circle. Ah!
All right, that's it, guys. I'm just kidding.
I have three other things. Just 3. 4?
I'm trying to count, but I can't.
Smash Summit. This is a small one. So my favorite tournament series, Super Smash Brothers, is happening. Smash Summit 4 is happening March 2nd to March 5th. Watch it if you're into it. I love it.
Tony will be tweeting about it live, probably.
Correct. Fate of the Furious, the new Fast and Furious movie,
yeah,
is going to be almost 3 hours long.
What?
And 160 minutes is what the runtime is currently.
That's like Lord of the Rings long.
I don't know if I can sit there and watch that for that long. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of Vin Diesel.
That is.
It's just...
I am Groot.
Oh, that's so long.
Okay.
There was a Mass Effect Andromeda combat video released that shows... Have you seen it?
I've actually not seen that one.
No. There is a... So, as we know, Mass Effect Andromeda now has a jetpack. You can use your jetpack. You can use that in combat. So it's not a slow boost, it's like a fast boost. Think kind of like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, where they had fast boost exoskeletons or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
You can't use the S frequently, but it's similar to that, and you can use that when you're fighting the big bosses, the normal infantry, whatever. And there's different kinds of weapons, different kind of powers.
Sure.
So if you're interested in Mass Effect Andromeda, go watch that video. I wasn't interested, and I watched the video, and now I'm a little bit more interested.
Yeah, you know, I...
Don't have time for it, though.
I still feel like I should be excited for Mass Effect Andromeda, because I played 1 through 3, and I absolutely loved 1. A little bit disappointed with the second one, just because I didn't like the story as much. And then the third one, really enjoyed until the end, which then it wasn't the worst experience. But I kind of like closed the door to Mass Effect with the third one. I was like, I'm finished.
Yeah, like
this is it.
I don't need to do this anymore.
And so
another
I think
franchise.
I think that's why I'm not like gung ho about
like
Andromeda.
You weren't asking for a new Mass Effect. You're just like, I am full.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's gonna be one of those games that there's gonna be some drought of gaming, and I'll go pick it up for like $25 or something. I don't know. That's kind of my prediction on it. We'll see. Sometimes I'm wrong about this. Like these like preconceived notions or this like guessing what a game's gonna be worth before I buy it. Sometimes I'm wrong, but I think it's better to be wrong on this end of it because then I can like save money. in the long run. I don't know. Sometimes, though, it would have been nice to play when it dropped. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for that one, really.
It's not on your radar. You're just kind of, it's there.
Did you want to talk about the last one or no?
Which one are you talking about?
The Disney...
Oh, no.
Okay. We don't care about that one.
We kind of PewDiePie said some things. He's a YouTuber.
And people are mad about
YouTube. He lost a Disney contract. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
have you guys not watched PewDiePie before? Do you not know what he does? Like, he just yells things.
Nobody. It's not that big. I don't
watch
PewDiePie. I don't care that much about PewDiePie. He's literally one of the biggest influencers on the planet, though.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, he has like the most amount of subscribers.
He's like 57 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube is a big platform.
It is. But that's more than the population of the United States. Just to put that into perspective.
Yeah. So he is one of the biggest platformers, or has one of the biggest platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can watch his videos. So I don't know. He does what he does.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that is, then you don't know who PewDiePie is.
Yeah, because it's pretty ridiculous.
Not that. No, I'm not trying to say.
I'm not trying to say it's bad or
I don't know
good.
what I'm trying to say.
I don't know.
All I'm trying to say, I was thinking about this the other day before any of this happened. Mm-hmm. He has one of the biggest platforms in the world, and I'm comparing that to like Donald Trump or anything like that.
Sure.
And if he wanted to, PewDiePie
could make any sort of statement. Right?
Yeah, and like have people follow that.
Sure.
I would assume
he could at least influence people.
He could definitely influence.
His message would be heard.
Yes. That's really it. We talked about Nintendo Switch. We didn't talk about how there's an unboxing. It was 2 weeks early. So there's this guy that got the Nintendo Switch early. He said that the place that he pre-ordered it from sent it to him 2 weeks early.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then Nintendo Switch is like, nah, dude, you stole that. Nintendo came out and said, you stole that. But he already did an unboxing video. He already like loaded up the UI and the interface. So you saw all this stuff.
Yeah. Dang.
So there's videos out there if you want to see it. I watched the unboxing video, and the Switch and everything looks like you expect it to be.
Yeah.
The dock is mostly hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's made out of plastic.
I would assume it would
and
be.
it doesn't look very sturdy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this thing is like $90. Or however much it was. I don't remember anymore. But pretty much, it's huge only for the reason to offset the weight of the Switch. There's nothing in it. There's like hardly any more computing power. It's essentially just a charging station.
It's a charging station that has ports on it. For the TV.
There's an HDMI port. There is an AC adapter port and a USB port.
Yeah.
I believe that's it.
Yeah.
At least that's all I saw.
That seems pretty simple.
So there's literally like nothing to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to transfer it to the TV.
I wonder what the profit margin is on each unit, because I know PlayStation 4 when it first came out was like break even. They were selling it for like break even just about.
Well, it worked.
Huh?
Wait, it worked.
Yeah, no, it did work.
Everybody bought it.
Right. I know, but I was just thinking, I wonder if Nintendo is selling this at their break even point, or if they're selling it like looking for profit in the actual selling of the hardware.
Well, the thought is they're selling it for profit, so that way later, when they don't sell as much as they want, they can knock down price and still be profitable.
Sure.
That's what a lot of people are thinking. Although I don't know if those Joy-Cons or any of the controllers are going to be any cheaper anytime, ever.
Right.
After launch. But they'll add more colors, I would assume. Probably customized.
Customized Joy-Cons.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Sweet. I think it's all we got.
Amount of stuff.
That's all he wrote. That's all she wrote.
Whoa.
That's all I wrote. I didn't write it.
That's what she said.
Hey-oh. Those are all things that were said.
Correct.
If you liked what you heard, we got more of it.
We got more.
We got hours and hours and hours of more of it. You can listen to us for literally 2 days straight. And still not listen to all our stuff.
And then have some.
And still have more left. Because we have that much content out there. So if you guys like what you heard, we've got a podcast that you're listening to on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Music, all over the interwebs. You can find anywhere. We have a website, underpaidgamers.com. YouTube channel. Look for Underpaid Gamers. Look for the sticky note icon. We should be just about everything that's posted there. Last time I looked, I even misspelled Underpaid Gamers, and it still brought us up.
There you go.
So checking that out. We also have a Twitter at UP Gamers Podcast. Email account if you'd like to email us a message or a question. Underpaid Gamers Podcast at gmail.com. And we also have a Twitch. So you can go check that out. And on Twitter, which I already said.
Twitter, we're on.
Yes.
And Facebook.
We
have a page on, that we post on.
Yeah, and we can put little polls on there and do all sorts of stuff. So check it out. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Laters.